So, welcome to another of our conversations with Christian leaders and visionaries across Wales. And for those who are new to this channel, what we're trying to do is to get a picture of what God is doing in Wales. And today, I've got the great pleasure of welcoming Pastor Al. And Al, I'm going to let you introduce yourself so that people can get a feel of who you are and a little bit about your background. So welcome, Pastor Al, and then just share with us who you are and what you're up to these days. Is that okay?
Will do. Fab. Thank you, Gwyneth. Well, hello everyone. Thank you for having me today. My name is Al. I come from Middle East, from Syria. I did come from non-Christian background, from a family where we love the Lord and we trying to live according to His word. So yeah, I come from Middle East, where the war is and the crisis and the famine, and but it's brilliant. It's brilliant. God works in every situation.
Lovely. And then where are you based now?
I'm based in Wales, in Swansea.
Okay.
This is where home is.
Lovely. So you regard Wales as home now, which is wonderful. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the reason I've invited you to share with us, Al, is because over the years I've heard a little bit about Signpost, and we met recently and we had a chat, and I got very excited about what you're doing with Signpost. So can you share with us a little bit about what Signpost is and the sorts of things that you're doing there, and the vision of it, really, what you're hoping to achieve and what you're seeing God. But share with us to start with what Signpost is and what you're doing there.
Brilliant. Yes, Signpost. I started with Signpost in 2018. I was volunteering with a gentleman called Mike Adams from Swansea. And at that time I started discovering, okay, God is putting on my heart to work with people who are really don't know anything about God or about Christ, our Savior. So Signpost is like a dropping center where we open the doors for people who are willing to come and join us for a social time. So we spend some time playing and talking, chatting. Tea and coffee is one of the fundamental things we can't disregard. So we have tea and coffee there as well. It's just like a little tiny community we created under Christ's name. So who are those people? People can join us from any different background. I would say 99.9% are non-Christian. So they just feel lonely, and they're here for a reason. Could be because they are claiming asylum seekers, or they could be refugees or students as well. So they come to Swansea and they feel so isolated and so lonely. So Signpost is for people who are really feel like, I'm lonely. I need a fellowship. I need friends.
Lovely.
So they come and we have just fun time.
Brilliant.
To know them and build up a good relationship with them.
Brilliant. And some of the things that you do, are you open every day, or is it just specific? You're open every day, are you?
We do once a week, but okay. That doesn't mean as a Signpost just every Thursday we meet up, but doesn't mean our meeting circled under that official meeting, let's say on Thursday. We do visits. So we meet people, but we do visit same time during the week. So we do like a follow-up.
Wow, okay.
after
Okay.
during the week, when they have time, or if they have free time to meet for coffee or visit them in their own houses.
Brilliant, brilliant. And what sort of how do people respond to it? What I mean is, do people appreciate it? The people that come now, because I would imagine that, if, like you say, if they're lonely, if they don't know where to turn, and I love the name Signpost, but what's their response? What's their reaction? Are they appreciative? Are they thankful? What's your experience of that?
Uh, in general, they are really grateful. They are really grateful for Signpost. Why? Because they feel like, okay, we are meeting with native people. We are meeting with people, so we can first thing practice our English. We can have friends, and then we can have fun time as well. It is not just I'm going out, to tick boxes for a certain chores, but I'm
Okay.
going to have fun. I'm going to meet up new faces. So people do appreciate Signpost
Yes.
uh, for that positive gathering altogether.
Lovely, lovely. And as far as sort of nationalities are concerned, I'm sure that you get many nationalities. What sort of nationalities are we talking about coming to Signpost?
We have since 2018, I would say we had a lot of different nationalities in Signpost. We have Syrian, we have Lebanese, Iraqi, Kurdish,
Wow,
Somalis. We have from Saudi Arabia, Kuwait. Uh, I would say from all Indian, Pakistani, from all
wow,
over, the world. We've got people.
wow, wow. My imagination is sort of is going to that place of a meeting. I've never been to one of your Signpost meetings. I'd love to come one day, and we've talked about that. But I can just imagine so that it's quite busy, and different languages or being spoken in different parts of the room, or would I be right to imagine that?
Yes, yes. Well, I always like when I think of Signpost or other ministries we do, the whole picture comes. It's like we read in Revelation that from every tongue, from every background, from every language, people are coming, and I know most of them are maybe not Christian, or or they're not saved yet. That's the right term. They're not saved yet, but it seems for me it's like little heaven here in Swansea for just
Mm,
that picture.
wow, wow, that's a brilliant description of because yes, I think it's Revelation 5 verses 9 and 10 of every tribe, nation, language, and for you to describe it as a little heaven, I can imagine that. I can picture that with all
Yeah.
these various languages all in one place. So when you come together and when you meet like that, what are the sorts of things that you do to help people in their position? What happens over that period? Is it a morning? Is it an afternoon? Is it an evening? How many hours? Is it a couple of hours? And what do you do during that time? How do you
Yeah.
meet people?
So people, we advertise for Signpost and on Facebook, or just as we say, word of mouth. People will
Okay,
tell each other, "Wow, I've been in that place, and they're doing really good activities, and we were well respected, and we feel accepted.
good.
So why would you don't come? Just come and join us." So they tell each other. People they will talk if they feel like being accepted. Uh, so this is the way we advertise it: social media or word of mouth. What do? We play desk activities. We divide ourselves to two groups, and we play games, or we do quiz, or we ask sometimes people who are willing to share about their country.
Wow.
Uh,
Okay.
So we say, okay, if you feel, comfortable, would you share about food? Tell us about your food, the geographic, about geographically about your country, the culture, what things you like, what things you don't like about the culture. So people are willing to share about their country, and let them feel like they have been also contributing to the program. They're not
Lovely.
just here to be given information or just having informations or just for chit chat. Let them feel I'm useful. I can do something as well.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. And I'm right to say that this is at the heart of this. This is a Christian vision. It's the Christian heart that's in the middle of this. How does that express itself in? How open are you in sharing that with the people that come along? Are you very open about it, or?
Yes, absolutely. Being honest with people, that is one of the main keys to work with people. And this is where you build your trust, and this is where you build your relationship with them, and they can come to you. They open their heart to you if they trust you. So they fully aware that Signpost runs by Christian and by believers. They know, because we say it every Thursday. We say Signpost being run by Christian. We are Christian. If you want to know about our faith, you're more than welcome. Come, we can have a chat. So they're fully aware of our faith, and the group who are volunteering as well. They they know them. There are a lot of people, when they see, okay, that is an incredibly great job, and we have been touched by your kindness and why you are different from people. And this is where those little chats, when we have little chats between each other at the table, this is where the opportunities start opening, and you use this opportunity to share your faith with those people and tell them about the good news about Jesus Christ.
Wonderful, wonderful. And one thing that I didn't realize is that you, during the week, you will go out and you'll visit, you'll go and follow up. Is that to just to give social support? What I mean by, to check whether they need any help in accessing services, or is it sometimes to people want to hear more about the gospel? And what happens when you go to visit people?
Of course, our aim is just to tell people about Jesus and the love of Jesus. That's our aim. But from the other hand as well, we respect people, and we want people to feel like we are not just using them for that program. We respect them regardless to their faith. We respect them. We accept them. So that's no negotiation here. But we do follow up because we want them to feel we are friends as well. So we are friends even if you don't accept. We still friends. And people in general, they like to be visited, and they like to cook food for you and put at the table. And they say, come on, that's from my culture. Come on, let's have food. They enjoy it, and they feel proud of that as well.
Brilliant. So, how open are people to you sharing your faith? And because, as you've explained, it's a Christian setting. They know it's Christian. How open are they to that, or do they sort of keep you at arm's length? Probably would vary, I would think, from individual to individual. But what's your take on it as far as how people will respond? Because we're talking about people who are from a very different religious culture. So yeah, share with us then, Al.
So I would say you can, from my experience since 2017, 18 till now, you could count on one hand people who are completely rejected to listen, to hear, or to take part. It is extremely very rare. Very rare.
Sorry, say that one again. From 2018
Yes.
to now,
Yes.
you've only had a handful of people that have outright rejected it.
Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
So,
go on then. Sorry.
yeah. So very rare to see a person that refusing to listen or to hear. Extremely rare. Extremely rare.
Wow.
We had a guy from Morocco. He has been here for a long time. He goes to the mosque and he prays and always having Quran in his pocket, and he does just like very strict Muslim. Yet he comes, he shares, he talks with us. So he's open. He's not really shutting every single door, but he's still there's a hope. There's still there's a hope. So most of people they will accept and they will listen. And
is that because of that they just respect that somebody's got a different religion, or is it because they're interested and their ears have been sort of does that make sense what I'm asking?
Yes,
because I know as a culture, you're a very respectful people, because we have some Syrian friends, as I've shared with you, and they're very respectful. So is that openness because of respect, or is it because they're interested?
The mindset of Muslims or of in Muslims culture has been changed dramatically. The reason behind it, especially after 2011, after the war in Syria or even in Iraq before that, people start questioning. I have, or my let's say my family or my neighbors or my best friends were killed as Muslims. We were tortured and killed by the same religion from Islam itself. They start people questioning, is that really the true religion? Is that God's religion? We are Muslims like them, so why we have been treated like infidels? People start asking and they start getting really annoyed. We have been learned that the Bible is not right and Christianity is false, and we always believed Islam is the God's religion. So but the behavior we faced, there is nothing near, and yet we come to a foreign country where this as Signpost runs by Christian, by a false faith, yet we saw their respect and love, and regardless to what we think of them, we have still been accepted by them. And this is where they start thinking, and okay, well, I think that's from friends, a Muslim friends, Islam is not real then.
The question.
Islam is not real. If it is God's religion, why we have been treated like that? So since 2011, people start questioning about Islam.
Lovely.
And that's why they accept more.
Now, when we met for a coffee, Al, you told me, you shared with me about the Sunday gathering that you have in Swansea. And when you were sharing with me, I was really excited, and I'm still excited about it. So, share with us who are listening, who are watching, what the Sunday service or the Sunday gathering is about, and how that connects to Signpost. Will you?
Signpost, yes.
Thank
you.
Absolutely.
So on Thursday, when just before 5 minutes, let's say, before we finish and we start all tidy up and clean, we tell people, we Christian here, we would love to invite you to our Christian meeting. It's very informal. Please come if you wish. Sit, have your coffee or tea, sit at the table and listen. If you wish, please come. We meet up in the same place here on Sunday at 4:30, and people turn up. People, they will turn up. And it's because what they see on Thursday, even during the week with the follow-up visits, they have been deeply touched.
Yes.
And this is where I see God's hands on them. It's like, you come from a place where you thought of us as we are the wrong people, and then here you go, you are here and you're worshiping with us. And it just makes me, honestly, I could not stop thinking about the picture of heaven in your church. I always, every time I stand up, I speak to the people, I said, look at you. Can you imagine? And I read the verse. I said, can you imagine we all will be in heaven sitting around Jesus, worshiping him? Yet we still have a little journey, but we are here. We are, look at us. So people will turn up. People will come to the church.
Lovely.
Considering for the church, considering a new church planted in 16 months or 18 months so far, the minimum number between 30 and 40 every Sunday.
That's minimum
number.
Because I know you've had more than that as well on some Sundays, haven't you?
We had 90 people. The number hit 90 people.
Okay.
So
I'm going to ask you some more about that. So let's just take that number of 90. Okay. We're not looking at numbers, but it just gives, the reason I'm bringing numbers is because people can relate to numbers and they can see that something's happening here, So of those 90 people that gather, how many would you say are already Christian, are already following the Lord?
Okay. Let's say to the basic number. I don't want to say include the 60 or the 80 or the 90 people.
Fair enough.
Let's say
the
basic number. Out of the 30 or 40 people, could they maybe 10 people or 15 people maximum who are Christian?
Okay. So you've got about maybe a quarter to a third of people who are coming who are already Christians, and yet others are coming who are not Christian, and they're from very different religious backgrounds.
Yes, I call those they are still on the bus. They have not reached the station yet, still searching and looking.
Brilliant.
So they're still on the journey, and that's what faith is.
Yeah,
that's what faith is.
And it's a tremendous privilege for you, and I know you recognize this privilege, Al, that it's a tremendous privilege for you to be, in a way, I know Jesus is actually driving the bus. Okay, he's the bus driver, but for him to involve you on this bus journey to be able to help people in that direction, it's a tremendous privilege for you. And I'm wondering, when you came to this country first of all, and to a foreign country from Syria, how that must not have been on your radar. That must not have been something that you thought would have been possible, because you were coming to a foreign country, and the Lord is using you in such a powerful way now. It's amazing for you. It's amazing.
It's amazing. I feel sometimes the pain of people who can't speak English, or they're struggling to learn the language. When I came in 2009, I couldn't speak English, and spiritually I was melting down. I wasn't growing in faith. I was cold spiritually, and I feel like I don't belong here. I can't. Yes, I go to Denver Christian Fellowship Church. Everything is in English. Possibly I'm the only one who speaks a foreign language for them, but I couldn't understand the message. Even when I read the Bible at that time in English, yes, I can read. I couldn't take anything to me. I
Couldn't
couldn't
connect.
take it
Yeah, you couldn't connect. Yeah.
at all. So I do feel the pain of people who are maybe still searching and still looking, but they need to hear the gospel in their own language.
Mm.
And this is where we start referring people. If we have, let's say, Iranian people, we will refer them to the right person who
Okay.
can give them, follow up with them and spiritually.
So you have your connections. You have your connections for different nationalities as well, Christian, that
Yes,
can sort of take them further. That's amazing.
yes, absolutely. That's networking it's important. It is
Mm.
important, and this is where we start. Okay, uh, I have a lady from Sudan, and her English is extremely basic, uh, and she just wants to sing and to worship with us. And one day, Pastor Inji, which is the main leader, let's say, for Signpost and NT Church, Pastor Inji Yang, uh, we started talking. I said, "Come on, let her get to the front then, and
Mm.
let her worship in her language," which is she did. She did a few times in a
I'm
few
sure.
meetings.
Mm.
And during the meeting, we have like 5 minutes pray time, and we ask people, we encourage people, pray in your own language.
Because the service as such, or the meeting is in English, except
It's in
for
pray.
amazing.
So you come to the church and you hear those different languages. People are praying in their own language loudly, and it's like you feel truly, with no exaggeration, you feel God's presence
Mm.
in the meeting, and you feel, you know what? We don't want to hear sermons anymore, but that's, you feel okay. I feel great. I feel God's presence with me. It's like, why we should lose that moments? Let's keep it.
Brilliant,
It's
brilliant,
brilliant.
brilliant. I'm just going to start to sort of wind things up, okay? And a question I like to ask is how can people help what you're doing? So you've got Signpost meetings. What's the church called? Is it called Signpost Church, or do you call the church something
We
else?
call it intercultural church.
Intercultural church. Okay. So how can people help you? Is it through prayer? Is it through volunteering? How can people help you, Denal?
Jesus said, he said, the harvest is a plenty,
Mm.
but the workers are a few.
Mm.
And this is where we appreciate people when they pray for volunteers, pray for us as a few workers. There are a lot to do and a lot to give. It's not just time. There are a lot of things uh, as volunteers or as main workers in that ministry they have to
Mm.
give. So we do appreciate people pray for us for strength, for wisdom, for protection.
Mm.
We'll be grateful if people can take part with us, if they can volunteer.
Yeah.
That will be amazing. Especially now, we just started a few weeks ago. We started working with international students as well.
Okay.
English learners
Internationals in Swansea.
in
International students.
Swansea.
Okay.
In Swansea.
Okay.
Uh, Again, we need a lot of volunteers.
And if somebody wanted to give a financial gift towards Signpost, that's possible as well, is it?
It is possible as well. Yes.
And how would they get to you? I know I've never asked you that question before, so I put you on the spot a little bit. I'm sorry, but I just felt it was important because,
Yes.
A ministry such as Signpost, I'm sure does, well, it will take resources, financial resources. So if people wanted to support you financially, how would they do that? Who would they get in
I
touch with?
Yes, it will be the best to be in touch with Pastor Injik Yang.
Okay.
He's
And
from South Korea.
how would they get in touch with him? Facebook or?
Facebook, or our page on Facebook for Yoke Baptist Church.
Okay.
They can find details there, or they can contact yourself, and we can be in touch. Then I'll put that person directly to the pastor.
Okay. What I'll try and do is I'll try and put some details in the description with this video where they can contact and follow up if they feel they want to. Okay.
Brilliant.
But we first of all met, Al, in was it 2018? About 5 years ago. About 5 years ago, I think we first of all met. And there are some people who, and you know this yourself. It's probably everybody for you, but you meet with some people and you just click with them straight away. And even though our first conversation was very brief, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I clicked with you straight away. And I understand why I clicked with you, because the vision that you have, the story that you share, the love that you have for the Lord, it's just so attractive to other Christians, but it's attractive to people who are not Christians as well. So, I'm really grateful to God that He's connected us, all those years ago, and that we're still in friendship now, and that will continue, I'm sure. So,
thank you,
Al. Thank you very much for taking time out of what is a busy schedule for you, and I think we'll bring it to a close. But I'm sure that we, at some stage, hopefully, we'll be able to follow this up maybe in 12 months or 2 years or whatever, and just see how things and how God is leading then for you. Okay, but but thank you very much, and God bless you and the work that you're doing. Okay, and. Bob Bendith, which is every blessing in Welsh. Okay, Al?
Brilliant. Thank you so much. God bless.
Yeah, and send our blessings to your family and to Signpost and the Interculture Church. Is that what you call it?
Correct.
Yeah. Correct. Just send our greetings. Okay?
We'll do. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Bye, Al. Bye.
Bye.